Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Got to use a quieter voice this morning. Sweet lady's internship professor is sick, so she's working from home today. But I want to talk about Super Bowl 56 in light of the connections to the royal family. And it was everything it lived up to be in that regard. And it started with a coin toss by Billie Jean King. And of course, we're near the transition from the Queen to the King. The Rams edged out the Cincinnati Bengals, and we saw that either way, no matter the outcome, it was going to pay tribute to the royal family. Something funny about the Rams that I overlooked was their owner, Stan Kroenke. He's born on International Tiger Day, July 29th, the same day in history that Prince Charles, who's soon to be the king, and of course Diana got married. We'll also talk about how Queen Camilla, soon to be, is sick with the COVID on Valentine's Day. But Billie Jean King did the coin toss, and you're going to see some familiar numbers here that we've been talking about in recent days. But do notice when they were doing the coin toss, they had Stafford out there in his 13th NFL season, standing between the N and the F, and look at how they had the Bengals team standing on the L in the NFL logo. Of course, when you take a L, you take a loss. But here it is. This was the narrative that could go in the Rams' favor, 87. Because as we talked about, coming into this game, the Bengals were 8-6 versus the Rams. By them losing yesterday, they became 8-7. And the other thing is, Billie Jean King is 78 years old. The Rams improved to 7-8 versus the Bengals. But notice how in gematria, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse numerology, Billie Jean King, 87. Just like Queen Elizabeth II, 87. Just like Diana, Princess of Wales, 87. And remember, when you don't use the numerology, Diana, Princess of Wales is 213, like the date of the Super Bowl. And again, the Queen's about to turn 96. The Queen was embarrassed by the divorce in 96. Diana ended up being buried on 9/6. And as we talked about, the movie The Queen got 96 awards. The director's name equals 96 in gematria. Helen Mirren is born 96 days after the Queen. Queen's birthday is April 21st. Helen Mirren's birthday is July 26th. And I know I'm forgetting another 96, but it's in there. Of course, Cincinnati, who lost in this Super Bowl, is the Queen City, and maybe that's symbolic about the Queen City losing. Of course, Cincinnati equals 96. Their star quarterback, Joe Burrow, born in 96. Prior to the game, it was easy to make an argument that maybe the Queen City would improve to 9-6, but perhaps it is more symbolic since the Queen's going down, the Queen City goes down. I suppose that does make sense. Now, notice Billie Jean King was born in 43. She was born, her 20th birthday was the day JFK was assassinated, interestingly enough. But in light of her being born in 43, quite symbolic, because the score of the game ended up being 23-20. And again, Billie Jean King, born in 43, where King equals 23, the winning score. That was 43 combined points. Elizabeth equals 43, and she's born in 43. And again, it was Super Bowl 56, the Royal Family Bowl, Royal Family 56. And the Rams improved to 2-3 in Super Bowls as a franchise, beating the Bengals, who were playing in their 23rd postseason game all time. And also interesting, from her November 22nd birthday to the game was 83 days later. 83 is the 23rd prime, again going with King. And you can think of LeBron James, who went from Cleveland to Los Angeles. The Rams, who won the Super Bowl in their own stadium in Los Angeles yesterday, they started out in Cleveland, like LeBron. Of course, LeBron, they call him King James. He was playing for the Cavaliers many years. King James's son, King Charles, the people who fought for King Charles in the English Civil War were Cavaliers. Thus, King James on the Cavs, all tributes to history. And don't forget when LeBron won the only finals for the Cavs, they won it on the real King James's birthday, June 19th. But anyway, 83 days after her birthday. Football does equal 83. Again, 83, the 23rd prime. And, perfect. Billie Jean King. The transition to the king coming so soon. And if we're wrong about the queen passing this May, maybe the score of the game's a clue of when she will pass. I still think this May is very possible, but the score was 20-23. That'll be next year, so we'll see exactly what they do with it in due time. She did come out and say that her end was near. We know how Charles just got COVID by the numbers. And remember, Charles comes down with COVID on 10/2. This was the 102nd NFL season, concluding with Super Bowl 56. By the way, with regards to her connection to the number 87, notice she got divorced from Larry King in 1987. It's kind of like the Bill and Melinda Gates thing. Bill Gates equals 87. Him and Melinda supposedly met in 87. When they got divorced last year, it was 87 days before his birthday. And let's not forget, Bill Gates supposedly got vaccinated on his 87th day of his age. But also interesting about her being 78 years old and the Rams improving to 7-8 versus the Bengals. Again, this is the year of the Tiger. And in 1978, the Bengals got their 76th franchise win, and they did it over the Rams. And again, Tiger equals 76, and the game was 76 days after Joe Burrow's father's birthday. He was the star quarterback for the Bengals. So, also very interesting. And notice how the Bengals, by losing this game, fell to 13-8. Show you why that's so interesting in light of Camilla, who's the soon-to-be queen, who today on Valentine's Day is reportedly sick with COVID-19. And by the way, I got to show you something funny if they haven't changed it on CNN's front page. I want you to see the order the story's broken. Okay, can you see this on the right? This story broke, right? American Airlines flight diverted to Kansas City due to unruly passenger. So that story broke. And then right after that, the next story that broke was Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, test positive for COVID-19. Again, Kansas City here in the U.S. is the home of the team called the Royals, right? And the emphasis on unruly passenger is funny because unruly passenger in gematria equals 71, like royal. And remember, Diana was born on 7/1. And when she died, Queen Elizabeth was 71 years old. And again, Diana died 132 days after the Queen's 71st birthday, where Princess Diana's 132, England's 132. Yesterday's Super Bowl, the date could be written 13/2. But here, let's come back to the Camilla thing. So, again, gematria is forwards and backwards. And I want to write out Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, because this is one of the things that was tricky going into yesterday. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. It's 96 forwards with numerology. It's 138 in reverse. Had Cincinnati won yesterday, they would have been 9-6 versus the Rams. But because they lost, they became 13-8 on the season. And notice Camilla also just running her name in reverse, just alone, without the full title, without the numerology. Camilla is also 138. So the Queen City yesterday fell to 13-8 by losing the Super Bowl. And then the next day she's sick on Valentine's Day of all days, 4 days after her husband got sick. And it's interesting because this year's Super Bowl was the first on the 44th day of the year ever, and it was the first time the 4 seed played the 4 seed. But from her birthday to this sickness is 212 days, and I'm being lazy because I know there's something more to this that I forgot. There's something else about the royal family in 212 that I've forgotten because I haven't touched on it for 6 years. But you see how Kansas City Royals is 212? They did something big with Charles in 212 the year the Royals won the 111th World Series. I forget what it was because it was 6 years ago, but remember that was the 111th World Series. Queen Elizabeth's born on April 21st, the 111th day of the year. So she's sick 212 days after her birthday, and they synced up that Royals World Series with both Elizabeth and Charles. And It is 212 days after her birthday. You could also say it's her 213th day of her age, like 213. The Rams just won the Super Bowl in LA, the 213 area code on the date that we write 2/13 here in the US. Stafford took 2 sacks in the game for a loss of 13 yards. That's how it looks in the box score, 213. But, it's just, this stuff is just, it's just so obvious. The Royal Family Bowl, these rituals right around it, Charles, now her. And, last weekend the Queen came out and said soon it'll be Camilla. Notice how her birth name, Camilla Rosemary Shand, has the same gematria as National Football League, 85 forwards, 122 in reverse. Pope Francis is 85 years old right now. Pope Francis equals 122. You know what else I should have put up there? In the exact same ciphers, Isus Hominum Salvator. The Jesuit motto's 85 and 122. The Rams won their Super Bowl yesterday in their 85th season, scoring the winning points with 85 seconds left in the game. Of course, in the playoffs, they defeated Brady, giving him his final career loss, his 85th career loss. Brady's 85. But her birth name, perfect for this National Football League ritual. And again, the Rams winning in the 85th season with the 85 seconds left on the clock. And again, just how these stories break back to back. Kansas City, the home of the Royals, then a story about the Royals being sick with COVID. It's just like, okay. Okay, so we covered that pretty well. And by the way, yesterday, part of the opening ceremony for the Super Bowl, it wasn't just Billie Jean King. It was beauty queen Halle Berry, who's in her 56th year of life. And, she made a little statement about, Hollywood and scripts. And she's from Cleveland, Ohio. Again, the Rams started out in Cleveland, Ohio. In their franchise history, they've been in Cleveland, St. Louis, and also Los Angeles. And one of the big acquisitions this year was on November 5th, the day leaving 56 days left in the year, the day that happened to be Odell Beckham's birthday. By the way, that's the beauty of this knowledge. Even though we weren't quite right with the Bengals, we were right about Odell Beckham scoring the first touchdown of the game, which paid 9-1. So had you bet $100 on Odell Beckham scoring the first touchdown, you would have won $900. And we thought Odell Beckham was destined for that first touchdown of Super Bowl 56, being born on the day leaving 56 days left in the year and wearing the number 3 on the chest, the number that's highly connected to 56. But anyway, Halle Berry's in her 56th year of life, from Cleveland like the Rams. And notice how her birthday is 14/8. Her full name equals 148 and 76. And again, the song Eye of the Tiger, written the year that the Bengals went to their first Super Bowl. They also lost that one. There was a story about how Eye of the Tiger was recently rewritten with Joe Burrow lyrics, the quarterback for the Bengals. But notice how Eye of the Tiger's also got that 148 and 76 in it, just like Tiger. And you see how it's also got the 59? Tiger's also got the 76-59. But that was a big theme. And, again, we're in the year of the Tiger. But Halle Berry, she's got, just like so many celebrities, it's interesting how many of them got names that are just like their birthday. And again, she was just the perfect person to come out and do this. And remember, Queen Elizabeth is a fire tiger. You know what? I keep saying that, but I'm not sure I've written out fire tiger. Just out of curiosity, what does that equal? Interesting. Fire tiger is also 56. Why was I not looking at that? That's wild. And Super Bowl 50, and again, Royal Family's 56. And you know what else? Fire Tiger's 97, the 25th prime. Again, her father died at age 56. She assumed the Queen at age 25 in her 26th year of life, where Queen is 26. And with regards to Halle Berry being a beauty queen, yesterday's game was the exact midway point of her age. So she's 26 weeks from her 55th birthday, her last birthday, and 26 weeks from her upcoming 56th birthday. And again, when you're in an age, again, it's like when you turn 1, you begin your second year of life. Just like when you're born, you're in your first year of life, then you turn 1, you begin your second year. So she's 55 right now in her 56th year of life. But wow, Fire Tiger's even 56. And again, we know Water Tiger's 54. It was the Bengals' 54th season. A lot of 54 rituals with the team. Okay, so Halle Berry, the beauty queen out there. And again, with the Cleveland roots like the Rams. So again, all these people that they have for the ceremony are so carefully selected. It's a ritual. It's a ritual. There's nothing arbitrary about what they do. And Odell Beckham, he came out. Again, Odell Beckham's a LSU Tiger. That's what we were talking about. The Rams did have some Tigers. They had the oldest Tiger on the field, Whitworth, their lineman, who played the majority of his career at the Bengals and has played the last few years with the Rams. But Odell Beckham yesterday came out with the purple hair, color of royalty. And there was purple all over. The Rock, the wrestler, did the introduction for the game, and he was wearing all purple. He had a very purple shirt, purple pants, a little bit lighter shade of purple. And again, just the purple was everywhere yesterday. Adrian Peterson, who made a name for himself with the Minnesota Vikings that wear purple, he was supposedly arrested right before the game for domestic abuse. He's been arrested for that before. Ritual shaming. We'll talk more about that in a second. But just purple was a huge theme, the color of royalty. And again, Odell Beckham scored the first touchdown. And then he got hurt, supposedly, right after that. And what's funny is the last time he was injured, he got injured against the Bengals as well. And what's wild is from his October 25th, 2020 injury against the Bengals to his injury yesterday in the Super Bowl against the Bengals was exactly 68 weeks later. And again, championship is 68. It's like, And what's funny is he finished the game. Yesterday was Super Bowl 56, the 52nd Super Bowl of the modern era. Los Angeles Rams has that 52. He finished the game with 52 yards. By the way, Los Angeles Rams is also 83. I forgot to mention that earlier because it was 83 days after Billie Jean King's birthday. And anyhow, when Odell Beckham got injured against the Bengals, he was playing for the Browns before. And notice how the Browns became 5-2 in that game. And then he goes out of the game with 52 yards, right? And it's funny that they won that game 37-34 because that's 71 points, right? Royal 71. The Bengals lost with 34. That was a big number in yesterday's game. 34-year-old Matt Stafford became Matt Stafford at age 34 became the 34th quarterback to win a Super Bowl. It could have just as easily been Burrow because Burrow equals 34. And again, one of the main songs at halftime, Family Affair, Dr. Dre, back in the music video when that first came out 20 years ago, he's wearing the 34 Shaquille O'Neal jersey. Shaquille O'Neal went to LSU and was a Tiger like Joe Burrow, but also like Odell Beckham, and also like Whitworth, who's now on the Rams. Whitworth was my biggest concern because he was the oldest Tiger on the field, and again, he connected both teams, and ultimately, at the end of the day, they gave it to him. But, Odell Beckham's injury, it seems to be beyond coincidence. It seems to be part of the scripted ritual. And again, the reason we had him to score the first touchdown is because his birthday's the day leaving 56 days left in the year. He had 56 touchdowns coming into the playoffs in the regular season. And he went to the Rams on the day leaving 56 days left in the year, his birthday. And what else is interesting is you see how in the Most Pure Cipher, Ohio's 29? So is football. And Ohio's the birthplace of American football. He was traded to the Rams on his 29th birthday. And the Rams just won the 29th Super Bowl for the NFC conference. The AFC stuck on 27. NFC picked up the 29th. 29 is the 10th prime. The MVP of the game was number 10. And with regards to number 10, I want you to see this headline from right before the playoffs got started. The man who won the MVP, Kupp, this story was written by the New York Post, comes from NFL bloodline. And you think about bloodlines, you think about royalty. You also think about the Illuminati. And I did do a video on this last night, but just to quickly recap it. The night before the Super Bowl, he went to Eastern Washington University. His former college beat the Idaho State Bengals by 3 points. And we thought the Super Bowl would be decided by 3 points. It went along with why we thought Odell Beckham would score the first touchdown being born on the day, leaving 56 days left in the year, wearing the number 3. It was the Rams' 3rd Super Bowl in the time they've been in Los Angeles, just like it was the Bengals' 3rd Super Bowl as well. But 3 and 56 are such a powerful pairing because it's all biblical. Again, when you write out 3, it's 56. When you write out light, it's 56. When you write out Abrahamic, it's 56. There's 3 Abrahamic religions that all start in Genesis, where God makes light in Genesis 1:3. And again, the Illuminati, which means in the light, was created by a member of the Society of Jesus, which also has the 56 in it. And so again, by having this knowledge, you knew not to take the Rams to cover the spread. And if you played it safe, you could have taken the Bengals with the points because the Bengals were a 4.5-point dog. They covered the spread, and that was the best payout you could have got in terms of the way the outcome of the game was. Because if you bet Rams money line to win, that didn't pay anything. The best payout you could have possibly got was betting the Bengals with the points. That was the highest potential payout for the outcome of the game. And again, that's the beauty of this knowledge. And let's say you bet 100 on the Bengals to win on the money line. That was the potential biggest payout in the game. That didn't happen. But let's say you put 100 down on that and you put 100 down on Odell Beckham to score the first touchdown. You came out $800 ahead yesterday. Again, the beauty of the knowledge. And more important than just winning money is seeing how rigged and sick all this is, how people are sacrificed, how this is all synced up, how the world stage is operating. I mean, we're laughing throughout the whole game at the big jokes. Odell Beckham with his purple hair. I mean, come on. But the other thing that's wild about Cooper Kupp's college winning by 3 points, and understand, we're showing this every year, how they rig a college basketball game perfectly with the Super Bowl. We've been documenting this for, at least 7 straight years now. But his former school beats the Idaho State Bengals the day before his Rams beat the Cincinnati Bengals, and they both win by 3. And it's funny that Idaho State equals 102, and this is the 102nd season. Again, all college and pro, it's all scripted together. And again, Cooper Kupp, born June 15th, 15/6. This was the Rams' 911th game in the Super Bowl era. 911 is the 156th prime. He's born 15/6. He beats the Cincinnati Bengals 156. And the 75, if you were watching the game, there were 75s all over the place throughout the game. Again, another big number with the Bengals. The Rams did improve to 7-5 with the ref that was on the field yesterday. Ron Torbert. Torbert comes from Thor. Thor is Jupiter. Jupiter's the tiger stripe planet, so they had the perfect ref out there. And if you watch the game, he didn't throw any flags all game until the very end when the Rams needed that last touchdown. Which is just, it's all part of the NFL mockery and show. I'm sure even the flags were scripted part of it. But anyway, with regards to the bloodline thing, Cooper Kupp from the NFL bloodline, notice from his birthday to the game was his 244th day of his age, and his full name, Cooper Douglas Kupp, equals 244. And again, Society of Jesus 56, Royal Family 56, the number that connects to light, the Illuminati. The Illuminati was established May 1st, 1776. There's that 76 again. The day leaving 244 days left in the year. So how interesting, you know? And again, I'm like, should I be exposing this right now? Because he's from this town that I live in. I live in this little town in Washington, Yakima, which is where he's from. Like, I hope this doesn't come back to haunt me. But, and again, the other thing is when he scored the winning touchdown, he did it with 85 seconds left in the game. There was a minute 25 on the clock. Again, this is the Rams' 85th season. Like we're saying, National Football League 85. We predicted John Madden would die at age 85. He did. And then I guess the other parallel is the first Super Bowl that John Madden ever commentated was Super Bowl 16, where the Bengals lost. And now they lose again after John Madden's death. And yeah, the little 85 joke, or here, I forgot to link it. The 85 joke also factored in with this. This story was from the same day that Charles got sick with the virus, 10/2. Iowa is where Joe Burrow is from, but it's also where Kurt Warner is from, who won Super Bowl 34 with the Rams. That was the only Super Bowl they'd won before yesterday. So now they've won Super Bowl 34, and now they won with 34-year-old Matt Stafford. But they had this tiger in an Iowa zoo picked the Rams to win the Super Bowl. That was the story. And the name of the tiger was Misha. And you see how Misha is 85, like 85th season, 23 like the winning score, and also 50. Now, Kurt Warner, again, they put out the movie American Underdog. Kurt Warner's also 50 in the most pure cipher. And from the day that movie came out, Christmas Day, December 25th, to the Super Bowl was 50 days later. And I was looking at this the whole time in humming and hawing, but my whole thing with the Rams, even though they made sense, was that is the NFL really going to have the hosting team win the Super Bowl 2 years in a row after it had never happened before last year? I mean, you go through the first 54 Super Bowls. Never before has a team even played in their own Super Bowl where they were hosting. And then we understood why we had Brady doing it in 55. They did everything. Brady did everything unprecedented. But it is funny that they did it with Brady last year in Super Bowl 55 and now the Rams in 56 because, again, that was always Brady's team that he did everything over. You know, everything that Brady accomplished was like over the Rams in his career. So he retires and then the Rams finally win a Super Bowl, which they hadn't done since he'd been in the league. But remember, Brady also has that 50, 23, 85. Actually, it's exactly the same as Misha, isn't it, in all four ciphers? But the thing about Brady having the 85 is Brady finished his career, and unless he comes back from retirement, but if he never comes back, he will finish his career with 85 losses, and he picked up that 85th career loss in the Rams' 85th season against the Rams, who then went on to win the Super Bowl with 85 seconds left, thanks to Ron Torbert's 1,000 penalty calls to set up the situation. But again, I mean, it's just such a joke. They do this shit year after year, and usually, I mean, in the 9 years that I've called Super Bowls, it's only the second time I got the outcome wrong. And the last time we got it wrong was our best season overall because we dominated that whole season and knew what the Super Bowl was from the start of the year. But anyway, I mean, you win some, you lose some. But at the end of the day, my purpose is to help people free themselves from these rigged games, from these rigged theatrics, from these bullshit news stories, and see just how sick all this is. The ritual murder, the sacrifice of people, the mockery. I mean, that's the real benefit of this knowledge. You know, we need money to pay the bills, but we also need mental clarity and to not be investing our time and energy into evil. And that's what a lot of people are doing without realizing it. They don't realize that these games are evil. And they are. I mean, when you're ritually sacrificing people, especially for rigged games, I mean, rigged or not, it would still be evil, but it's just like, God, they're ritually sacrificing people for rigged games with predetermined outcomes. I mean, what in the world? And Stan Kroenke, the owner of the Rams, I usually don't look at owners because so often to me the owner stuff is misleading, but he's from Missouri, like how the Rams used to be there. And I did just look this morning. I was like, man, look at that. He's born on July 29th, International Tiger Day. Every year, July 29th is International Tiger Day. And he wins it in the year of the Tiger over the Bengal Tigers. So, and by the way, Stan Kroenke also equals 43, like the sum of points in the game. Football has that 43. Stan Kroenke actually equals 43 and 133, just like football. His full name, Enos Stanley Kroenke, is 75 and 96. Cincinnati Bengals 75, Cincinnati 96. So his name's synced up with the team that he gets the franchise win over. And he does it at age 74. Again, Charles right now is 73 in his 74th year of life. London 74, going back to that royal family thing. Camilla is 74 right now. And then Adrian Peterson, who made a name for himself again with the Vikings, who wear purple, color of royalty. He's reportedly arrested before the game at 8:30 in the morning. And we've seen this ritual before in Los Angeles with the ritual shaming of a black superstar. Again, LA's the 213 area code. Here in the U.S., we write the date 2/13. Racism in Jewish gematria is 213. And notice what day his birthday is. His birthday is March 21st, the day in the UK that's written 21/3. He's 36 years old right now. The Rams were in Super Bowl 36, which they lost. Jupiter is 36, fitting in with the Tiger theme. But when we saw a ritual kind of like this last time, LeBron James was about to play his 213th career playoff game which was to be played on June 1st, the day leaving 213 days left in the year. And when you write out the NBA Finals, it equals 213. And the story was that LeBron James' house in Los Angeles, the 213 area code, this is back when he was still in Cleveland, was spray painted with the N-word all over it. And, I guess it's not as bad as being, arrested. But still, it's just bring about the same thing, just like focus on race. And if you don't know, Adrian Peterson, for many years, they've connected him to domestic abuse and violence. He gets to be this big star player in the league, but he has like this negative off-the-field reputation. He's kind of like a piñata for the NFL. And again, they just do this stuff year after year. Sometimes it's the other year it was a black player standing on the side of the freeway who was reportedly ran over in the middle of the night. It's like, what kind of story is that? Why would an NFL player be just standing on the edge of a freeway where he got ran over? Like, in what world does that make sense? But, I wonder if there's something about him being from Palestine, Texas, too. That's a interesting place. Talk about racism, but yeah, and then just at 8:30 a.m., football's 83. Again, 83, the 23rd prime, ended up being the winning score. And again, Ron Torbert, the head ref, Black Lives Matter 56, Super Bowl 56. They got a black head ref, Ron Torbert. His crew, most people are probably enjoying it because they weren't throwing flags. Like some games, it's just like, okay, there's just way too many flags. They didn't throw any flags all game until the very end. And there was like 1 million penalties to set up the Rams' last touchdown. But his name, Torbert, means glorious as Thor. And again, Thor is Jupiter, and Jupiter's the tiger stripe planet. So, and again, we don't hold the cards to the rigged outcome. But the one thing you do have to consider is, was the script to go either way, and was it ultimately decided by where the money wasn't? Again, Vegas loves when the favorite wins and doesn't cover because that's the lowest payout they'll have to the betting public. The majority of the public took the Rams to cover because that's where the payout was. That didn't happen, so they lost all their money. The people who were going for the big payout on the Bengals, taking them on the money line, that didn't win. What was the lowest payout for Vegas? If the favorite won and didn't cover the spread, which paid almost nothing, And that's what the outcome was. And that's why we said it was going to be a 3-point game, because of the connection to 56, and could have gone in either team's favor, in my opinion. But the thing was, Matt Stafford, who won the Super Bowl, he came in with 98 career losses and 89 career wins. And look, it was all about Jupiter and Tiger. Had he lost, he would have got his 99th loss. And it's interesting because, again, the Rams did win the Super Bowl in 99, Super Bowl 34. Now Stafford wins at age 34. But Jupiter's also 36. The Rams lost Super Bowl 36. And then, again, had Stafford. Well, Stafford did win, so he got his 90th career win. But it was going to make sense either way. And it's amazing how it can come in so perfect. And to me, it looks like they set it up so that it really could go either way, And they chose to go where the money wasn't. That's how I interpret it. And again, if you think that it's not that way, ask yourself, why is he 1 win or 1 loss from hitting the Jupiter number? And again, in the battle of number 9 versus number 9, the season began on 9-9. The last time the season began on 9-9 and the Rams went to the Super Bowl, they lost. That was 2001 against Brady. But, yeah. At the end of the day, the games are completely rigged and scripted. And like we said, it was clearly about the royal family. Billie Jean King, the transition of the queen to the king, she comes out. And if you were watching my live stream, I did say, uh-oh, because we decoded this in real time. I was like, uh-oh, Billie Jean King got the 87. That's not what I want to see. Again, I was hoping the Bengals would win, but again, it was still a winning day overall for the game. We got the plus 900 on Odell Beckham first touchdown. That's the beauty of this knowledge. Paying attention, understanding it's all number oriented, and taking advantage of the bets where the sweet payout is. 9-1 is the kind of payout you're after. So, But yeah, isn't it wild? Divorced in '87 to Larry King, and of course Larry King died recently by the numbers. You know what? I got to go back and look at that. That was about a year ago that Larry King passed, and remember he lost a couple of his children right before he died. Larry King died on January 23rd, 2021. Go back and revisit that. God, he died at 87 too. Man. So he died at 87, married or divorced from Billie Jean King in 87. Interesting. And then a year later, she's a big part of the Super Bowl ritual. And again, dead on the 23rd, King 23 points in the winning score. Yeah, we were talking about how it fit in with. Yeah. I'm in hindsight, I'm like, why didn't I think about that with LeBron, with the Cleveland to LA and James's connection to 87? I should have thought more about that one. LeBron congratulated Odell Beckham as soon as he came over to LA. Yeah, I should have thought more about that one right there. He died in the week of Martin Luther King Jr., Regina King. It's funny how, see, that might have been a clue too, because when Regina King, when her son died, again, Regina means queen, when her son died, everywhere online said she was from Cincinnati. And since that, everything online has changed it in this Orwellian computer age to her birthplace is now from Los Angeles. So now she represents Los Angeles. You know, just a couple weeks ago, she was from Cincinnati. But her birthday is the same day as Martin Luther King Jr., and her son died the week of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So MLK, Larry King also died in the week of MLK Day, the way it fell. And yeah, that again, these rituals year after year. All right, Truth Seeker. Well, I think those are the main points I wanted to hit for now. And let me just check the news, make sure there's nothing else wild going on. Ukrainians prepare for an invasion. Man, they're really hyping this up. How many weeks of preparation for this event? What is today? Today's the 45th day of the year. You know, in my book, Number Games, I talk about Ukraine in 47. We are 2 days from the 47th day of the year. Ukraine's 47-34. So is Biden. Biden's got the 34 and president's 47. And again, Biden in office for 47 years. Maybe it's going to be another big 47 ritual. That's why I got that license plate in the background. What is 47? So many rituals in the world with 47. But yeah, if you guys haven't downloaded Number Games, again, it's I'm just keeping it linked in the description of Gematria Effect News 24 because I will go back to that channel once the suspension's over. And yeah, it'll be funny if they do it on the 47th day of the year. Let me see how many days after Putin's birthday that is. Again, Putin's got that October 7th birthday, the same day we invaded Afghanistan. Okay, October 7th to February 16th, 47th day of the year. It's 132 days later, which could make a lot of sense because United States of America is 132. Let me see. Russia. Who's the leader of Ukraine right now? Do they still have the comedian? Ukraine elected a comedian a while back. I forget. It might be this guy. Volodymyr Zelensky might be the comedian. I don't know if they've replaced him since. Hold on. Let me search. Is he the comedian or not? Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, so that's right. Before he was the president, he was a comedian. And this whole thing's a joke, you guys. This whole thing's a joke. The lead, I mean, come on. From comedian to president. Oh, man. I wonder if, what's the guy that used to do the Daily Show for Jon Stewart? Maybe someday we'll have a Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert ticket here in the U.S. January 25th, so The 47th day of the year is 22 days after his birthday. Yeah, I don't know. I know they've done a lot of stuff with 47 in Ukraine, and they're really hyping this up right now. Biden's birthday is November 20th. Let's check that one too. November 20th to the 47th day. 88 days later, or his 89th day of his age. And, well, you can make an argument for tomorrow because tomorrow's 87 days after Biden's birthday. Remember, Biden and Putin met on Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th, 201 days after the Ignatian year began, in a meeting that reportedly lasted 2 hours and a minute. So imagine that on a clock, 2:01. But yeah, I mean, this thing is just, it's just this entire buildup, and it's just like, why do we care so much? I mean, like on Fox News there all day, they're like, well, we don't even guard our own border, so I was worried so much about Ukraine's border. But anyway, we'll see what they do. If it's the 47th day of the year, I'll laugh. Oh, you guys are saying it's not the same Larry King? You're saying she was married to a different Larry King? I still bet it's all related. I bet it's all related. He dies at 87 a year earlier. So different Larry King, huh? Well, still, I mean, the point still stands that she got divorced from a guy named Larry King in 87. Her name's 87. It ends up being the ritual in the Super Bowl. And Larry King, who's connected to showbiz, he died last year at 87. So something bigger is going on with this than we know. And, anyway. Yeah, if you guys didn't know that about Ukraine, and again, it's just as big of a joke over here in the U.S. We got Donald Trump, who went from reality TV star to president, and people will be like, "Well, he ran a bunch of businesses, but did he really? I mean, the guy's an actor. He's in movies, TV shows. The only president to ever fight in WrestleMania. I mean, come on." Well, no, tomorrow's not the new Lupercalia. Lupercalia's always been from February 13th through February 15th. And I guess that is that is an interesting point because we just saw that tomorrow, the last day of Lupercalia, is 87 days after Biden's birthday. And again, Joe Biden is 152. The only thing that's new about what Google's done is when you search Lupercalia now, it makes it seem like it's just one day, Valentine's Day, which is stupid. I mean, this is the problem with the Orwellian age where technology, these big companies are just changing information all the time. Always, Lupercalia had been written here when you did the search, February 13th through the 15th, which is what it is. If you just type in February 13th, it'll pull up. But Lupercalia's always been a 3-day period. This is just, and the reason they're doing this, you guys, is because of all the things we've pointed out with Lupercalia over the years. It being the 44th, starting on the 44th day of the year, and Lupercalia equaling 44. There's been a lot of suspicious deaths over the years on February 13th. And, Antonin Scalia was a good example. Dead on the ranch, which equals 44 as well. In the time of Obama, number 44. And then right away, there was all the conspiracy theories that Obama had him killed. And again, it's nothing but ritual. Don't forget when Scalia died on Lupercalia, which is all roads lead to Rome, but he was out with his secret society Catholic Church hunting buddies. So anyway, says we got 201 likes right now. Take that as a good point to sign off. Thanks for everyone who hit the like and the share. And until next time.